it's been a while since I've done an LP video, and the way things are going right now, it's an improvement over watching the Olympics, I gotta say, because we're heading straight for disaster. And naturally, the Americans and Germans among you are no doubt enjoying this, but here, it's not exactly a fun time we're having. And it doesn't just have to do with the men's hockey tournament. Yeah, that's right. We gotta beat Russia, not in the finals, but in the quarterfinals to get a shot at a medal there. This is not looking good. I never thought we had the team to beat Russia, but now we're properly screwed, I think. And if you're Canadian, you'll know that it doesn't stop there, because our beloved Canadian Olympic Committee promised us 30 medals, 32, maybe even 35. And right now, we have just over 6 days left, and we are sitting at a wonderful 9 medals. Now, usually, Canada is stronger in the second half of the games, but still, this is a bit ridiculous. And I'm not talking about the performances of the athletes, because, seriously, who dumped all this pressure on them? Well, it's all those federations that claim to have goals of so many medals, as if medals were a surefire way to determine an athlete's worth, because of course you're gonna have lots of athletes that do good performances but don't win medals. It's a shame that everything is being dumbed down to numbers. You know the Podium program? If you're not from Canada, you've probably never heard of it, but it was a program put into place by the government to help Canadian athletes dominate the Vancouver Games. And so far, this doesn't look so good. But look at it this way. They invested tons of money into those athletes, but first things first, is it really fair to expect results in only 4 years of time? You know, in certain countries, they had programs like this, and it took like 25, 30 years to get something that's really tangible. And second, on the Podium, could they have picked a worse name for that program if they tried? Because it's another one of those, you know, X factors that dump even more pressure on the athletes to perform. Like, if you're not on the Podium, you're scum, you're less than nothing, you're worthless! And yet, if I were to make a list of all the 4th and 5th places Canada had so far, it would go on and on and on. But, come on, it's not fair to them, because the difference between being 3rd and 4th is so much bigger than between, you know, 9th and 10th that it's ridiculous, because you finish 4th, you have nothing to show for it, no matter how close you came. And your name isn't going to show in the medalists lists, and it's just not fair to anyone. Because for some of them, a 4th place will be the performance of their lives, but the rest of us are going to remember it as, oh yeah, he came so close to the Podium, but failed at the last second. And yeah, this is why I say it's not fair. And I've seen some people unfairly dump the responsibility on the athletes themselves. I mean, of course, it's them that ultimately fall short of the Podium, but we're most certainly not helping by shoving all that pressure on them. I've seen someone claim that, well, in aerials there was a Canadian that missed the finals by almost nothing because she messed up the landing on her second jump, and I've seen someone actually say that the time had come for her to retire. Why? Because she'd messed up the landing on one jump? And the guy was deadpan serious when saying that. It wasn't a joke or anything. This is really mean-spirited. What kind of sick freak is that a-hole anyway? And yes, another example is that the Slovenian skier who, I don't know if you've heard of her, she fell down into a pit during her practice run, and she ended up winning the bronze medal with 4 broken ribs. I'm dead serious. If you haven't seen it, I don't remember her name, but she was a Slovenian for sure. And yes, it's just to say that everyone's gonna remember that she won a bronze medal, but no one's gonna remember how she did it or anything like that. It's like no one really pays attention to how they do it, it's just the end result that matters. So anyway, I'm gonna stop this here now because I spent half this video talking about something that had nothing to do with video games, but I still felt like venting anyway. So thanks for listening to me, even if you don't care at all. And moving on to something that has to do with video games, well, the shiny fur alligator brought to my attention something that might revolutionize the Pokemon world. Well, maybe not revolutionize, but finally, the default form of Deoxys is able of doing something that the attack form cannot. And it took... how long has it been since Fire Red came out? I think it's been 7 years. So, regardless, after 7 years, we finally found something that the default form of Deoxys could do better than the Fire Red form, and that is the fact that it can actually take 2 extreme speeds from Emerald Deoxys without dying. Now, I'm not sure the Ruby and Sapphire form is going to soar in the rankings, but still, we finally found something that meaningful, not something that's the answer to a trivia question, something actually meaningful that the default form of Deoxys could do better. And yes, I'm aware that there are EV spreads for other forms to match this, but the default form is usually better at this. So now that I'm done with this little factoid, we are now in Verdanturf town, which, remember when we went to the Rusturf tunnel all the way back at the beginning of the game? Well, now we've made it all the way to the other end. Nope, thank you, we're not on the same wavelength. Of course, Fury Cutter sucks. I mean, Rollout sucks, Ice Ball sucks, and here you have a move that is 3 times weaker than those two. Fury Cutter is unbelievably poorly designed. It only goes all the way to 160 power if you go all the way through with it. So anyway, as you just saw at the left end of the screen, there's the second battle tent there, but I'm going to cover it in the next video. I'm going to visit the rest of Verdanturf in this video, but next video I'm going to show you the second battle tent, which, like the other two, wasn't there in Ruby or Sapphire. But that doesn't mean you should go there. You should wait until you get to the battle tower, battle frontier, sorry, because the battle tents are just chibi versions of some battle frontier attractions, so it's just not worth it. So once again, in case we haven't got a clue, we get the rundown on all the Whismers that are in that cave. But as she said, there's someone who's trying to dig the tunnel all by himself, and it's because he wants to see his girlfriend who lives in Verdanturf, as I recall. The guy's from Rustboro, the girl's from Verdanturf, and they're trying to see each other, so the guy is trying to get to Verdanturf. Now, of course, since I'm a playable character in an RPG, that means I'm gonna have to do all the dirty work, but I can't do it yet because I don't have the badge from Moville's gym, so this is gonna have to wait until a bit later. Oh, and this is Wally's house, and I love how the game refers to him as Uncle. Like, is this his name, Uncle? Well, of course not, because whenever there's a character that's related to someone important, but that's not important himself, Law 192 of RPGs says that he's going to be referred to as, like, for example, Chrono's mom, or something like that. And let's go see Wally. Yeah, not feeling down anymore. Ha ha ha. Well, you're going to feel down the next time I trounce you. Yeah, challenge Pokemon gyms, yeah. I'm going to be stronger than you. Ha! You wish! You wish! So I'm just going to check out this building here to end this video, and after that I'm going to stop this, and in the next video I'm going to take care of the battle tent here. They're not going to fight any battles there, and also the trainer hill on Route 111. Once again, no battles there. And this is the lady who checks the happiness of your Pokemon. And we are going to end this there, so see you next time.